Welcome back to the Astro Experience. Now let's touch on the Cancer moons, okay? So Cancer is a cardinal water sign that's ruled by the moon, and Saturn is at detriment in Cancer, okay? And the moon is about your emotions, your feelings, your intuition, as well as your internal world. Now, cardinal signs are all about initiating and creating. Cardinal signs represent the spark, okay? Water is about your emotions. It's about intuition. It's about your feelings. It's about connecting. It's about being adaptable, changeable, and fluid when it comes to your emotions and your inner world, all right? Now, Cancer is also a negative sign, which is yin or receptive or feminine. So your water and your earth signs are always feminine, and then your fire and your air signs are always masculine. So femininity is all about receiving, okay? So this is what makes water signs a little bit better at connecting and relating to other people emotionally because they are good at receiving emotions, all right? Now, when it comes to the moon, it's about your subconscious world. Since the moon rules Cancer, this is what gives Cancers a very introspective, intuitive quality, okay? Now, when you bring all of these different components together and you put it in a Cancer moon, okay? This is what makes Cancer moons a little bit more intuitive, a little bit more nurturing, a little bit more caring, okay? Now, before I dive into the characteristics of Cancer moons, I do want to talk about you guys' upbringing, okay? Because your moon sign represents the first 7 years of your life. It represents the subconscious programming that was instilled into you at a very young age, specifically from your mother figure, okay? Cancer moons, your mother is the most important catalyst for spiritual growth in your life. And of course, everybody's mom is important in their life. They're literally our caretaker. They brought us into this world. So obviously for everybody, your mother is important. But for Cancer moon specifically, they have a very different relationship with their mother. Growing up the first 7 years of your life, you have learned how to nurture your own self and your own emotions from the relationship that you had with your mom or the lack thereof, okay? Specifically, your mother taught you the importance of being your own parent, being your own nurturer, being your own caretaker, your own giver, all right? And this is also what Cancers and Capricorn share because they are sister signs. They are polar opposites, okay? Capricorns are seen as naturally the father of the zodiac because Saturn represents authority. But the moon also represents authority from an emotional standpoint, okay? So a lot of times this is what gives Capricorns a more father-like authority role in their lives. So Capricorn moons, sun signs, and rising signs have to learn how to be their own father growing up, all right? Cancer moons have to learn how to be their own mother growing up, okay? Because you've seen from your mother firsthand how to emotionally nurture somebody, either through experience or the lack of that experience, all right? Now, growing up, Cancer moons are always a little bit more connected to their family than other people. So growing up, you may have probably always love being around your siblings and your cousins and your family, your grandparents, your father, your mother, because Cancer is about your roots, all right? When you bring that into the moon sign, these people hold their family and their loved ones very, very dearly, okay? They hold their loved ones very close to their hearts. These are very loving, caring people, and they really just want love, honestly. Um, yeah. Venus also likes being in Cancer. It doesn't necessarily rule Cancer, or it's not exalted in Cancer at all, but I have found that Venus does like being in Cancer, honestly. So these people love love. Cancer moons love love. Even if it's not romantic love, they love platonic love. They love familial love. They love family love, bro. So growing up, if these people didn't have those avenues of love around them, they may have grown up and gone into adolescence a little bit more sheltered, a little bit more reserved, a little bit more closed off to um, their environment. Because if they don't feel the love, then it's like, what's the point of even being here? That's one of two ways it could go. Okay, you have those Cancer moons that are a lot more isolated, okay, that are a lot more removed, that are a lot more emotionally distant with people. And then you have those Cancer moons who are genuine crash outs, who are very expressive, very and expressive isn't a bad thing, but they can be very volatile emotionally, depending on the rest of their chart and how their life went, okay? So they can either be very isolated, very repressed, or they can be very expressive. And those Cancer moons that are very expressive and very volatile, they can get into a lot of trouble growing up, because their emotions always manifest very quickly, because your moon sign is literally ruled by the moon. Your moon is at home. The moon loves being in Cancer. So you're a little bit more attuned to your emotions. And if you relate to them in a negative way and then you start expressing that, that's gonna cause a lot of volatility, a lot of violent. Fuck, I can't talk. It's Mercury retrograde right now. Just putting that out there. You're gonna be a lot more emotionally volatile growing up. All right. So as these people get older, they really learn the importance of nurturing your own emotions. Okay, that's very important when it comes to Cancerian energy in general, but specifically your moon sign. These are the type of people that need things to nurture around them. So these people may love pets. They may have a lot of plants around them. They may have a lot of loved ones. They may want kids very early because they need a reflection of love. They need to share, receive, and give love. Okay, that's very important for these people. Emotional connection, being vulnerable with people. And if you're a Cancer moon, or if you know a Cancer moon and they're not emotionally fluid like that, that's something that you need to work on, honestly, because as a Cancer moon, your emotions need to flow. They need to flow, okay? So you need to nurture something, even if it's yourself or a painting or just create something. That's very important for these people, okay? So Cancer moons in general, bro, these people would do very good in like counseling, therapy work, working with people on an emotional basis. That's very important, okay? If they have a little bit more air in their chart, they may be a little bit better in group settings, all right? Cancer energy in general, they're a lot more private, so they may not like people who they don't know about what's going on in their life, unless they have a lot of air or even fire, right? But if they have a lot of earth or even water, they're going to be a lot more introspective. They're going to be a lot more reserved. They're going to kind of keep a guard up. Cancer moons are known for having guards, okay? They have to be able to trust you first, because they take their emotions very seriously. And if they have you in their life, then they look at that as letting you into themselves. A lot of times it can be hard for these people to differentiate who they are and themselves, because we aren't necessarily our emotions. Emotions just flow through us. But what I've noticed with Cancer moons, they can struggle with identifying themselves with emotions. So if they have an emotion or if they feel a certain way, they may allow that to really take them over. Okay. And if they don't have the tools necessary for emotional control, then that can get very volatile very quickly. Okay. So that is also why Cancer moons learn how to nurture themselves growing up, because it's very necessary. All right. So that's pretty much Cancer moons in a nutshell. I don't want to make this video too long, because I do plan on making part 2 to all of these videos. But yeah, there's Cancer moons in a nutshell. Add me on Instagram, astro.ron. The link is in the description, actually. I made a new TikTok, so go follow that. But I'm still very active on both of my TikToks, honestly. TikTok, Instagram in the description. Work with me personally if you want a reading. I offer various astrological services. I do tarot. I offer a lot. I have ebooks out on how to connect with your dominant element. Okay, so if you're a Cancer moon, most definitely, I have a book called The Sacred Wave. It teaches you how to embody the spirit of water in your day-to-day life, how to connect with water, how to communicate with water, and how to actually be water. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Services link in the description. Add me on all of my socials and stay connected with me. Absolutely. But without further ado, I will catch y'all next video. Fucking Mercury retrograde, bro. I swear.